Hey guys, we are back for How to Get Away with Murder. This is the final season 6 episode. I forgot, everything will be in the description, title, all that. So let's get into this. Oh yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hope everybody is doing well and being safe, all that good stuff. But let's get into this. It wasn't a lot to this episode. To me, it was very slow, but like some gems was dropped at the end and I got a little hype. But the star of this episode was the beautiful Miss Cicely Tyson. This was her episode, y'all. She came in and did her thing. I love her on this show as Annalise, playing Annalise's mama. And she's just so cute. And it was just so cute. But yeah, so let's get into it. It starts off with Annalise is waking up. She sweating like a slave, and she in a jail cell, and she hear a baby crying. I'm like, what kind of jail she at? Where's baby? So I'm like, okay, this not making sense. Then she go and open up the door. Somebody, y'all take care of that baby. Somebody get the baby. So I'm like, okay, this is definitely a dream. Ain't nobody's got a baby up in jail screaming. So she running to go try to take care of this little cute little brown baby that's laying on the floor. And she trying to go help it, like, baby, I'm gonna help you. And then somebody grab her leg and she can't get to the baby. She fall on the floor, and then she wake up in the bed next to her mama and stuff. And she just goes and she calls Tegan because, you know, she's having nightmares and sweats and shit. Calls Tegan like, hey girl, you up? She's like, girl, well, I'm up now. And then they talking about how they're gonna go before the she wants to be on the defense when it comes to her charges, because y'all know last episode she was arrested in Mexico for, you know, leaving the country under a false, you know, and all that, because she was trying to escape and run, y'all, but then she backed out and was like, fuck it now, and then the police got her. So then we see what happened after that. It flashes over to, I guess, I don't know, a little bit prior. Annalise, oh yeah, and she has the ankle bracelet on too because she's on house arrest. So it shows us the arraignment, and then at the hearing they say, what are the charges? And it just and the prosecutor was just saying that they were getting her for fleeing or leaving the country under a false passport, and just like real like little low level charges. And you know, Annalise was like, they're like, is that all that you want to charge her for? And they were like, yeah, that's all we have for her right now. And then Annalise was like, that's some bullshit. She saw on the phone talking to Tegan. She was like, I want to just go at them now and ask them to disclose, because legally they have to tell them if they have like an ongoing case going for Annalise and all that. And it wasn't just because of her passport. Tegan says that, girl, maybe you should just calm down and just regroup and not try to be on the defense all the time. She's like, or you know, not be just trying to come at them and everything. She's like, no, I just want to go at them and see what it is they really have on me. So that she goes ahead and she's like, okay, girl, whatever. So they gonna go for that. So from there, we see Michaela, Oliver, and Connor, they back at home. I guess it's the day of Asher's actual funeral, but they not going because, you know, they not welcome there. And Oliver is trying to make some snickerdoodles that Asher used to make, and it was nasty. And then they just talking like, well, Annalise, she's back now. Do you think she know about us? It's like, well, she don't know about us, but she's like, oh, she's not gonna find out. Then I was like, wait, no, she probably gonna find out. I'm like, hell, y'all, this is Annalise y'all talking about. You thinking she gonna find out? Are you serious? This is Annalise motherfucking Keaton. Really? Don't play with her. So from there, we see Annalise, she got her afro tight, you know, picked it out, because I was like, girl, do something with the afro, pull it out a little bit. And she did, and she got her makeup on and stuff, and she's talking to Bonnie and Frank about you know, what she's planning on doing, and going to talk about her case with the judge and all that. And then they're like, wait, you're talking to Tegan about this? You're gonna take Tegan with you to do this? She was like, yeah, I trust her. She was like, Tegan is the one who helped Laura disappear. We don't think you should be trusting her. And then she was like, well, I trust her. He's like, well, you also trusted the kids, and look where you went now. Boom. And she was like, whatever, I'm just gonna still go with that. Then from there, we see a flash to Gabriel, and well, not a flash. It's just the next scene is Gabriel is at his house. He gets a knock on his door. It's Astra's sister, and then she was like, "Oh, I just came by to get some of Astra's stuff. Oh, you're not coming to his funeral, but yeah." You wouldn't, the killer wouldn't come to his victim's funeral. And I'm like, what the fuck is she talking about? And she like, I know that you were the last person that Asher saw before he died, or I know he used your phone. And he was like, I did not kill no Asher. He did use my phone. And then he's like, then it turns out that, then it flashes to a scene about how he called his sister and she was supposed to be getting, to pick him up. And she's supposed to be getting him a car. And he was waiting on the car. And that's why he asked, call his sister in the first place. So from there, and that's when he got the check and everything for Gabriel, just for collateral for the check and all that, but he never came back for that check because he got. So from there we see Bonnie. I'm just gonna run through this, y'all, because most of the stuff that was really vital really happened at the end of the episode. One of them big happened. Bonnie and Frank, they're sitting at Bonnie's house talking about needing a plan. They were like, yeah, you know, the kids and everything, they sat there and finally dimed out Annalise and everything. Maybe we should just have a plan for us, you know. And then she was like, well, it should be for all three of us and everything. But he was like, you know, Annalise ain't really down with me like that. But she was like, you know, Annalise is always for you, but she, you know, she still ain't never forget Frank. So, but Bonnie again was like, what was you gonna do if Laurel comes back and she say all the things you want to hear and all that? He was like, I'm gonna still choose you. I was like, really, Frank, are you? Laurel ain't shit, low key, but whatever. I don't know why he liked her like that anyway. So from there, Annalise is about to be on her way to go meet with the judge and try to figure out the rest of the charges that are up against her from the DA's office or whatever. And Robert calls her. Now, y'all remember, Robert was her boo thing from last season and whatnot. And I know he done heard all the stuff that's been going down with her. So I guess maybe he's probably called her before, but she's probably ignoring him because she ain't got time for no boo thing right now. And makes sense. So her mom like, who's Robert? She's like, Mama, stay on my phone, stay on my business. And she was like, you know, Mama be ear hustling the whole time. Like, what's this? What's going on? It's like, Mama, I'm going to put you out. Cut it out. And Mrs. is just so cute. And anyway, back to Oliver, Connor, and Michaela. Michaela says that she heard from her lawyer that Annalise ended up winning the thing, as far as, not winning, but getting the judge to grant her the information about any future cases or charges that they are planning on to use against her. And it turns out that you know, she got the papers with all the stuff and she can see all the stuff that they have against her and all the charges. And then she saw from there, like, oh, these charges ain't something that Asher could give them. They got to come from, you know, other people, i.e. Michaela and Connor and all them. So she know that they done ratted her ass out at this point. So from there, oh yeah, well, I said that a little bit backwards. Or no, it's still the same because this is when she got the charges and all that. And from there, she took Tegan with her to go talk to the judge so she can get that granted. And then, you know, Tegan did her magic. It was like, no, judge, according to law, you have to give her these charges and all that. She's like, and are you on her legal team? And then Annalise says that she's on her co-counsel, which she was lucky that she had her there because she was on her shit. And now Tegan all happy like, girl, yeah, we're going to be working together. Let's do this black girl magic, pal. So, oh yeah, and then just a little tidbit before, Annalise's mama asked her, like, oh, what happened to your other friend? Because she was saying, don't you know any more lawyers? She was like, I'm the best lawyer I know. That's what Annalise was saying the whole episode. And then she's like, what about your other lawyer friend that she went to law school with? She's like, oh, Eve. And then she was like, yeah, Eve wasn't just a friend, mama. We were more than friends. And she was like, what? And then Annalise just walked out the door. That's a way to come out to your parents, I guess. Just get it out there real fast and walk out the door. But anyway, from there, we see when Annalise and Tegan are back at her house after they came from the judge and everything, and they got the charges and papers and stuff granted to them. She was like, okay, now you got to entertain my mama. And then she's like, all right, cool. So they looking around. Oh, yeah, and before that, when she came out to her mom was like, well, what's going on with Nate? How come you haven't talked to him? How come he ain't standing by your side and all that after all y'all been through? She's like, mama, me and Nate ain't rocking together no more. So when she come home with Tegan, she looking for her mama. Where mama at? I knew mama was nowhere because mama don't know nobody else. Mama done went to Nate's house. So she went to Nate's house and everything. And because Annalise was looking all over, like, I don't know where she at. And I'm like, your mama ain't went nowhere but to Nate's house. I don't know how she remember that. She be having her little spells, but she remember when she want to remember. But from there, sorry if I'm talking fast, y'all. Yeah, and then when mama went to go see Nate, Annalise calls and she's like, tell Annalise I had another one of my spells. She's like, spells my ass. And she talks to Nate and she was like, how come you not standing? What happened with you and Annalise? How come you're not standing by her? She went to the Supreme Court for you. She stood by you. Even when they offered her a deal last year, she didn't take it. She stood by you. Why you not standing by her in the same way that she stood by you? And he was like, it's more complicated. And she was like, no, I don't think so. And then she was like, you just sitting here taking this out on her about your father. And you sitting here acting like a little hurt boy. And then you sitting there acting like, you a big old manly man. Just because you big don't mean that you all strong and stuff. Because you sitting here acting all hurt and lashing out at Annalise. And she ain't the person that you need to be mad at. So mama set him straight. But he still wasn't really trying to hear. And again, y'all already said, I don't really like the way they wrote Nate's character ever since he killed Miller. I just wasn't here for Nate's character development, but I digress. Anyway, so Asher it jumps back to Asher. Asher gets a text on his phone from his sister that she will be sending him a car in 15 minutes. So he got to wait 15 minutes or whatnot, and Gabriel came back and asked for his phone. He's like, nah, just give me a little bit more time, and Gabriel just walked back to his apartment, apparently. Then Gabriel goes to the FBI, since he knows that the FBI knows that, because Asher's sister told him, like, the FBI is the one that told me that your number was the last number that Asher called. So he went to the FBI and was like, I want to amend my statement because Asher did use my phone. He was like, oh, so why do you have two phones or whatnot? He was like, well, because the FBI set me up before, for that terrorist stuff. So he don't trust, fuck the police, don't trust the police. And we're going to see a lot of that throughout the rest of this episode and the rest of this season. So he amended it and said that he did have his phone or whatnot. He did use his phone, blah, blah, blah. But from there, let me see. From there, Gabriel didn't say everything. He kept leaving out shit. Cause first he was like he didn't see Asher and all that. Then he like, okay, Asher used his phone, gave him that check. Then it flashes to Gabriel hearing what the fuck happened, hearing Asher being murdered. So we see that like little tidbit. I don't know if we see that now or it don't matter. I'm just gonna talk about it now. So he hears Asher. Well, no, Asher first starts making this video, and he making a video, and I assume to the rest of the gang saying, "I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't mean for it to happen this way." Blah 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 blah. And we don't hear the rest of that video till later on, but that's pretty much what he was saying. It was boring, y'all. So that's why I wasn't getting into it. He was just saying like how he loved Michaela, how Oliver and Connor made him know what true love is, and all this other stuff, y'all. It was really irrelevant, and it was just, I guess this was a farewell to Asher episode a little bit too, so whatever. It didn't catch my attention, because y'all, I'm still waiting on Wes, and where the hell Wes at, and I need some answers on that. So I'm just trying to push through and get to the nitty gritty. So from here, we see Annalise and Nate. He dropped off Mama at Annalise's house, and then she was like, oh, I bet you're happy and you finally getting what you want, because Nate was talking all that yin yang the last time they saw each other, and he was like, oh, I hope they take you down and you end up alone and all this stuff, and he was just full of himself, whatever. And he the one who's alone and miserable. But anyway, so he was like, he wished he could say that he felt bad for her, but he don't. And then he like, you need to get somebody to take care of your mama when you ain't at home. I'm like, man, fuck you. Whatever. So from there, we see Connor and Michaela talking, and Michaela's like, Connor's like, what if we made a mistake making that deal? We were afraid and all this. What if we just made a mistake? Michaela like, nah, we just looking out for ourselves. Remember we was gonna go to the when shit was going down like last year and all that, and Annalise told us not to go to the police, and that she promised that she would protect us. Well, that the police will never find out about the whole Sam thing, but well, look, now they done found out, so we need to protect ourselves. Well, fuck you too, Michaela. So that's pretty much where Michaela always been on that bullshit. So whatever. I ain't never liked that about her, how nasty she was to Annalise after all the stuff she did, because y'all didn't kill her husband. She didn't kill her husband. Y'all killed her husband. Y'all started this bullshit. But anyway, ungrateful bastards. So anyway, it goes to Annalise. Oh yeah. Then that's when it says Annalise is informed that she wins the motion. She's looking at the papers. She sees all the charges against her, and then that's when she comes to the conclusion that they for sure are dimed her out. And then she was talking to. Then she sends a text message to Connor, Michaela, and all of them saying, hey, why don't y'all come over? I was like, ooh, she bold. I'm like, yeah, if you're going to be on about y'all big and bad with the FBI, why don't you come on with it? Play. She's like, first it was like, because Frank and Bonnie was like, oh, confront them. She's like, no, I'm going to play nice and see what they see. I just want to see them to their face and see if they're going to say something. And they were like, no, like some bitches. And then they called the FBI, and the FBI was like, well, you need to cooperate and go along with whatever she wants y'all to do. If she said come see her, go see her. She's like, no, we just agreed to testify. He's like, no, if you look in the clause under F whatever under your agreement with the FBI, y'all have to cooperate all the way through till trial, not just sit on the stand. So get your ass up and go on over and talk to Annalise. So that's what they did. Yeah, so then this is when we see Asher doing the recording and all that. Because it jumps to Asher doing the recording, and then that's when we see what's the name? Gabriel hearing the whole murdering of Asher. And then he hears it, and then he sees Asher fall down and get beat down with the fire poker thing from what's the name in them house, the Keaton 5 house. And he sees some shoes, and it was clearly some shiny women's shoes. So I was like, okay, he was killed by a woman. What woman killed him? So we like, okay, so we still trying to figure out who killed Asher. And I had my thoughts, and I didn't think who it was gonna be who it was, but we'll get there. So from there, Annalise and the rest of the Keaton 5 or the Keaton 2, like that many people be dying, y'all. People be dying, and Laura gone, but you know, they're hanging out, and then at Annalise's house, and y'all, it was just so funny. Miss Cecily Tyson talking about I made some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, y'all not hungry? She's like, well, Annalise got a swing set outside if y'all want to go swing and play for a little bit. I was like, mama, go somewhere. And that's what Annalise said. She sent her off into the room or something. And Annalise talks to them. And you know, y'all, they just lied to her damn face. And then she was like, then they sitting there trying to play the blame game on Annalise. Just the same old bullshit. And everybody's tired of it. And then she was like, well, it was pretty much like, well, why wouldn't y'all turn on me? What was she saying? Michaela was, they were being real standoffish. She's like, well, if y'all gonna turn on me, well, then I could give y'all up. And then he was like, then Oliver makes this statement like, well, if you were looking out for us, then why were you fleeing to Mexico? She was like, well, I was being stupid and I was being dumb and stuff. And that's why I got caught. And that's why I'm here now, or whatnot. But we get, she's pretty much saying if we was to stick together or whatever, we could get through this or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, yeah, whatever. So from there, Annalise comes to the conclusions. They just straight lied to me to my face. I know it's they asked and made the deal. Of course they did. You know the charges are. And they're the only ones who know that information to give to the FBI. Not Asher, because Asher was not there when all the shit was going down. So from there, we see, oh yeah, and then she goes and talks to Michaela. Oh, she was talking to Michaela. She was like, yeah, your father's the one who dialed me out to the FBI in the first place. And then Michaela was like, oh shit. And she was like, yeah, because y'all remember last episode, her father walked over to the FBI. I was like, oh, y'all catch Annalise yet? I was like, her father ain't shit. Because remember, he was the one that gave Annalise that VIP, whatever that agency anyway, to disappear. I was like, I wouldn't have asked Michaela's daddy for that. And if I would have known Tika had the hookup, I would have asked her. But she didn't know that at that time. But anyway, from there, we see Annalise and Bonnie talking. And Annalise was like, no, Bonnie was just upset because she was like, how you just was gonna leave and not tell nobody and all this other shit. And then she was like, I wasn't going to leave without you. I came back for you. Y'all remember? And then it flashes back to the scene where Annalise, this is why we thought Annalise didn't actually leave to Mexico at first. She said to turn the car around. She turned the car around to go look and find Bonnie. And she went to Bonnie. She's like, Bonnie, where were you that night? I know you have done things before. So she was kind of indirectly accusing her of killing Asher. And she was kind of asking her, like, where did you kill Asher? But Bonnie was like, no, I did not do it. I was at your house trying to tell you that Asher was the mole. She was like, Asher has never lied to me before. And it was just like, I just had to come and tell you. She's like, that's where I was. I didn't do that. Annalise was like, I believe you. So that was that. So I'm like, well, damn, who killed him? I didn't think Bonnie did it anyway. I mean, she did kill Miller and she was in love with him. So, but I didn't think she did it. From there, we see Tegan at the DA we see Tegan. Yeah, Tegan and Annalise, and well, maybe it was just Tegan at the DA office, and they were talking because she's co-counsel, and they brought up the article about Annalise back at her hometown, how there was a chain of arsons and how her house got burned down, and remember how Clyde. Oh yeah, that was a running thing too. Y'all know how her uncle, raped her and all that stuff. And then the house ended up burning down, killing her. I think it was her uncle and whatnot. So they're trying to say that Annalise was behind those fires back then. And I'm like, y'all really just... They was like, how do you even find this from my hometown? Like anything. And then she was like, shit, Nate. And then she was like, it has to have been Nate with the Denver files. And remember, the Denver files had everything about Annalise. The last time she took a shit, when she combed her hair, when she got her hair done, when she got her toes did, it had everything on her. So the funniest part was Mama was standing there, she was listening, and when she heard it was Nate, she was like, that SOB. That was just some old little grandmama cute stuff. I was like, oh my goodness, she was hilarious. So from there, we see Annalise is having a little heart-to-heart with her mama. And her mama was like, you sitting here so mad and angry. And I know the person that you're mostly mad at is me. I left you. I wasn't a good parent to you. I left you all those years ago by yourself for Clyde to do that stuff to you and everything and whatnot. And now, you just didn't have the parents. Like, Mama, you didn't leave me. Oh, you didn't know he was going to do that. That's not your fault. But she's like, but I was working. She's like, he was working all them jobs. She's like, yeah, but ever since you've been trying to be the parent, you always think that if you only have yourself and that's it. She was like, you've been trying to be the parent that you never had type thing. And that's why you have that dream of you trying to save that baby is you. You trying to take care of yourself. You always just overwhelmed with constantly just doing everything for yourself and everything. And you just don't have you feeling like you don't have anybody. And then she was like, you've been sitting here taking care of everybody, them kids, Bonnie and Clyde, all of them. You need to look out for Annalise. Stop trying to take care of everybody else. From there, what else? And then she was like, if they don't like it, then send them my way. I was like, go ahead. But anyway, from there, we see the rest of the Keaton 5 in Asher's house, and they're talking about, oh, it smell like Asher. And then Gabriel knocks on the door, and then he's like, how y'all even get up in here? Y'all broke in? She was like, no, Laura used to live here. We used her key. And then he was like, wait, is Laurel back? And then they was like, nah, why? And then he thought again. He runs over to the FBI. He's like, nothing, I'm about to leave. And then he left, and he goes to the FBI office, and he was like, I want to amend my statement again. I'm like, damn, that shit don't sound like you lying. So he was like, I know who killed Asher, and then he says Laura Castillo because, and then it shows like in the distance who went into the house, what's the name house, the Keaton 5 house, house, and grabbed the poker and left out. And from a distance, it did look like Laura, but I'm like, okay, it was blurry. I don't know if it was Laura or not. And then Laura said she was still in hiding. Why would she just come back to kill Asher? That's weird. So then it shows that part, and I'm like, okay, I need some more information. So from there, we see Bonnie, Annalise, and Frank talking about Nate, and then how Nate gave up the Denver files and all that bullshit. Nate ready to go kill, Frank is ready to go kill Nate. Like, nah, we ain't gonna do shit to Nate. We just gotta keep cool, and then we just got us now. She's like, and then Bonnie was like, it's always just been about us three, fuck them kids. We just gonna have to look out for us from now on. And that's pretty much it. I guess Annalise is cool with Frank and being a part of stuff. He ain't going nowhere. So it is what it is. So from there, we see, oh yeah, because Annalise was like, go save yourselves. And then that's when it was like, nah, it's all for one and one for all, the Three Musketeers type shit. So from there, the FBI sends Michaela a thing saying the video that Asher had made in an email to send to them. And he goes over that mushy stuff. I already said that, how he was talking about love and loving Michaela and all that stuff. I'm not going to go over it again. And then from there, remember we were trying to see who knocked on Asher's door and actually killed Asher. And then he was like, somebody knocked on the door after he was made that video, and he was like, oh, I've been trying to call you. I called you 15 times. How come you didn't answer, whatever? And then it shows who was actually at the door. Y'all remember that lady who was working with the Castillos, and then she ended up being, I forgot the other place she was at, but then she also ended up being living next door to Annalise, or doing an Airbnb, quote unquote, next to Annalise in her apartment now. And I'm pretty sure she was the one that was working with the Castillos. I'm like 99% sure. It's that bitch. But then even more twisty-turny, because Shonda likes to fuck with our heads. It ends up being, they were like, oh, I'm trying to call the lead agent on the case as far as Asher. Who the fuck walked through that door? Because Gabriel's like, who you call and who works through that door? It's that bitch who works for the Castillos. So I'm like, wait, she worked for the Castillos and she in there working with the FBI. Y'all can't trust nobody. And the Castillos be everywhere. Like, what the fuck? How much money do they got? I'm like, oh my goodness. But Gabriel, once he saw the lady, some clicked off in his mind, and it flipped and it switched to him when he saw who killed Asher. He couldn't see the person's face because he had his face smushed down in the bottom part trying to look. And then he saw the person had like a little earring, a little strap, little earring thing, gold piece earring, and he saw that. And then the agent, she came in, she had that same motherfucking earring and them same motherfucking boots that she killed Asher in. She had no blood on them boots or nothing. I mean, ain't nobody gonna check her for forensics, but wow. And then Gabriel went and knocked on the Keaton 5 house again. They're like, stop stalking us. He was like, no, answer the door. I know who killed Asher. And then they were like, what are you talking about? He was like, it's the FBI. So now, how y'all gonna have y'all deal now? They really hell bent on getting Annalise, like, by any means necessary. Why they just killed her by now? Like, I know this for the show's sake, but oh my goodness, y'all. Like, this woman is the head agent in the FBI against her on the case. Yes, she working for the Castillos. Like, I don't know how this gonna go, because their deal pretty much seems like bullshit now, because it's the Castillos behind all this. Like, I don't know how it's gonna go. What are y'all predictions? What do y'all think is gonna happen from this? Because y'all, I'm confuzzled, and y'all know Shonda likes to keep us guessing and wondering, and where Wes at? Because I'm ready to see him and know where the hell he been at all this time being a deadbeat daddy. Is he with Laurel? Somebody tell me something. So y'all, that is it. I hope I didn't talk too fast and run through it too fast, but y'all, it wasn't really that much to talk about until the end of the episode. Who is that agent lady? Like, I mean, we know who she is, but we don't know who she is. But oh my goodness, the FBI. But y'all know they wasn't to be trusted in the first place, because they was by any means necessary trying to take down Annalise. And y'all, this is some stuff. Anyway, I hope y'all having a blessed day and evening whenever you watch this. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Be safe. All that. I know it's a lot going on, y'all. But just try to hang in there. We'll get through this. Yeah. Anyway, Love you, love you, love you. Peace. Bye. Bye.